Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane, on What Does This Button Do? A series where I play video games passionately, but not always very well.
And I watch.
My name's Rhiannon.
And I'm Sigma.
And as I stated, as I scrambled my own intro, today we are continuing through Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane.
I mean, for what it's worth, I thought it was a very good rebound.
Okay, well, that's good to know. So, we are headed back to the courtroom today. Last stream
was a trip.
Last stream we gathered a bunch of important info and evidence that we are now going to put into action in the courtroom. So without any further ado, let's get started.
What could possibly go wrong? Everything could go wrong.
Starting with some slightly crunchy audio. This is a regular issue. Apologies. I can't really fix it.
Yeah.
Court is now resumed for the trial of Stephanic Tricotrin. Let us review the proceedings from 2 days ago. At first, the facts of the case seemed very straightforward. The victim, Justin Waye, ordered his weight on a poorly maintained guardrail on the refinery grounds. Said guardrail. Well, guardrail!
The purple have arrived.
Said guardrail broke, causing Justin Waye to fall to his death. However, the defense presented a shocking piece of evidence in previous proceedings. Traces of transmutation magic were found on that same broken guardrail. This new evidence implies that sabotage, if not outright foul play, played a part in the death of the victim. This evidence is also accompanied by conflicting testimonies from witnesses. All of these elements are...
All of these elephants. Oh no. Oh, I am setting a very... I seem to be having trouble with megafauna tonight. I'm sorry.
All of these elements have thrown quite some doubt on the validity of the prosecution's case.
Yes. However, the prosecution maintains that the Tricotrin Trading Company is at fault for Justin Waye's death.
I just came back from the zoo, you see. Even though someone may have sabotaged the guardrail.
The prosecution acknowledges that sabotage may have occurred at the scene of the accident. However, we also believe that there are several factors in this case that the court is overlooking. Did the music just cut out for you?
Yep.
Okay. I'm supposed to do that?
Yep.
Oh. As we all know, several witnesses were present at the refinery at the time of the accident. The harbor master was showing a patron around the refinery. Masarika Tudor was making a food delivery and entered the building. And of course, the victim, Justin Waye, was obviously present as well. Each and every one of these people had no business being in the refinery that night.
In the case of the harbor master and his patron, it would be hardly reasonable for anyone to stop them.
I doubt anyone would stand in the way of the Crown Prince. That may be, but Justin Waye worked in the freight division and should not have been at the scene.
I've already verified this with my client. The victim was not authorized to be in the refinery building.
And who stopped Justin Waye from entering the area unauthorized? Isn't it the defendant's duty to prevent such individuals from entering the building?
My client can't be held responsible for Justin's breach of the set protocols. And you surely can't hold my client responsible for someone sabotaging the guardrail.
This so-called sabotage is only theoretical until a proper culprit is found.
I might be compelled to agree with you, Ms. Steelwind.
This is a crooked court.
What was your first clue? After all, there's no hard evidence that proves the traces of transmutation were left by a specific spell.
What kind of mental gymnastics is that? Tell him, Celeste.
The Olympic grade kind.
Every part of the guardrail that had traces on it was rusted.
They're bending the context of what happened to suit their purposes.
Hard evidence means everything here, and the rod of mending has been reduced to shards in the vat. Without the complete rod, you can't prove that someone used it to sabotage the guardrail. Regardless, is it not the responsibility of the Dracodian Trading Company to ensure that its employees do not wander into restricted areas? Blaming a potential saboteur puts the cart before the horse. It doesn't just stop with Justin Waye either. Why was Masarika Tudor able to enter the building? She doesn't even work for the refinery, yet she was able to waltz into the building without any trouble. Actually, Steelwind does have a point about Rika. Shouldn't something have stopped her from entering that area? You doubt that Dracodian would show that kind of negligence.
If that's true, I believe that we should hear from Ms. Tudor directly. Let's hear how easily she gained access to the refinery on the day of the accident.
We've already anticipated that. Masarika Tudor is prepared and ready to testify.
Very well, then. Bailiff, please escort Ms. Tudor to the stand.
Oh, here we go again.
Ms. Tudor, are you aware of why you've been called here today? Yeah, I heard everything from the gallery. Then you'll have no problem answering the following question. Did you encounter resistance when you entered the refinery the night of the accident? Witness, may I remind you that you are under oath to tell the court everything that you know. Failure to do so is a crime. No one tried to stop me. Sorry, Tyrion. You have nothing to apologize for, witness. The only one at fault is the Dracodian Trading Company and their negligence. Hey, that's... For the record, please testify in detail about how you entered the refinery that day, Miss Tudor. Okay. That day, I was looking for Justin in the freight area, but I couldn't find him. I decided to look for him in the refinery's main building. There was some kind of magical door leading into it, but it was unlocked. Nothing really stopped me from entering the refinery building. As the court can clearly see, there were no safeguards preventing the witness from entering that restricted area. She just said there was a magical door. Yeah.
The witness clearly stated that there was a magical door leading into the building. This was obviously some sort of security door powered by artificery.
Which was still unlocked and effectively useless. Damn it. There must be a way to prove that the unlocked door wasn't Dracodian's fault.
Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination.
Ooh, there's
a very, very crunchy cross-examination.
I want to look at my inventory real quick.
You've got a fish in your pocket. And it's happy to see you. I think. Oh no, that's actually a lemon wedge, not a smile. Don't know what it is about this particular format that just brings out the silly in me.
Here we are.
Well, well, well.
Planned robbery. I guess we start by pressing this.
By magical door, do you mean that it was a door powered by artificery?
Yeah, I have a door like it in my restaurant, too. But this one looked a lot more complex.
Why would you or Dracodian need magical doors anyway?
The one in my cafe magically locks the shop when I close it for the day. I guess the door to the refinery building was for the same thing.
But that means that there was a mechanism to keep out unauthorized personnel.
Which was effectively useless. The witness entered the refinery and encountered 0 resistance. Furthermore, the Inquisition has already logged the specs for the door. Magical door. The only entrance to the refinery building is a door with an artificery lock. Magical keys can be used to unlock the door for 5 seconds. After these 5 seconds, the lock automatically closes the door and engages the lock. The lock can only be disabled by Stephanic Dracogin. The door could be physically prevented from closing, but this would trigger an alarm within the refinery's security system. Like the one I had to talk to the cops about this morning. It was no big deal. One of my coworkers input the door security code wrong. So the cops thought we were getting broken into. We were not.
I really feel like if your security system calls the cops over over an improperly entered code, as opposed to...
I wasn't there at the time. I think she tried it a few times.
Oh.
I don't know exactly what happened, but anyway. Did you use a key to unlock the door, Miss Tudor? No, I didn't. As you can see from this report, Stephanic Dracogin was the only person capable of disabling the lock. I guess Mr. Dracogin kept the door unlocked during work hours. This means that it's entirely Dracogin's fault that the victim gained access to the building in the first place. Wait, that's not what I meant to! But that is what you implied. Unless you can prove that another person disabled that door.
Is that an invitation?
You can't refute that statement. Yet.
Oh,
but you might be able to work with this new information.
Wait.
Regardless, please add that statement to your last testimony witness.
Alright.
No one else?
Present lockpicking.
No one else? Ms. Steelwind, you claimed that my client expressed negligence by disabling the door. This is the reason why the security door was unlocked, and why the current witness was able to enter the building.
That's correct. Your client's negligence allowed unauthorized persons like Justin Waye to gain access to the building. And regardless of any sabotage, Justin Waye died because he was in said unauthorized area.
And what if I told you that another person may have disabled the door? Not because of laziness, but for more nefarious purposes.
What are you talking about?
If you recall, the witness entered the refinery building and spotted Justin Waye afterward. This means that Justin Waye entered the building before her. So that begs the question. How did Justin Waye enter the building?
The answer is obvious. He entered the same way the witness did, through the unlocked door.
Not quite, Miss Steelwind. Since this trial began, we still haven't answered why Justin Waye entered the refinery building in the first place. He entered the refinery building with the intent of robbing my client's personal safe.
He knocked!
No, he nooks. Ah, yes, the good old bardic knock spell.
Hello, Everett. Nice to see you. I already told you, Tyrion! He would never do something like that! You feel a little guilty about insulting a dead man's name like this. But it's the only possibility that makes sense.
I'm sorry, Rika, but there are some things about Justin that even you didn't know about. The truth is that he was deeply in debt to a crime lord named the Eyetaker. And he was extremely desperate to wipe that debt as soon as he could.
Crime lord? I won't ask how you came across this information, Mr. Cuthbert. But what does this have to do with the disabled magical lock?
Ms. Steelwind, Justin owned a set of tools that he used for picking mundane and magical locks. The safe that he was planning to rob was located in my client's office within the refinery building. I have witnesses who saw Justin retrieve those tools shortly before the night of the accident.
Are you secretly in debt to the Eyetaker? We don't know!
Exactly. Thank you, Mildred. He clearly had a plan to disable any locks that stood between him and that safe. This means that it's entirely possible that Justin disabled the locked refinery door illegally.
We're not actually going to bring them in, are we?
Yeah, I'm kind of bluffing right now. You basically assaulted one of them.
We both assaulted him, Tyrion! She says that as if it absolves her of any guilt. Hold on a minute! You can't just accuse him like that when he can't defend himself!
I'm sorry, Rika, but his delinquent friends told me all about his plan. He didn't want to rob Dracoja, but he needed the gold to wipe away his debt. He needed the wipes to turn his debt to gold. I'm having a stroke. If Justin wasn't the one that disabled the lock, that would only leave Dracoja.
But there has to be an explanation where neither of them is guilty. She definitely believes in Justin.
It's kind of cute.
The scenario where both Justin and Dracojan are innocent is too optimistic, if not impossible. But it's not as if you're entirely certain of what actually happened that day either.
Other than me, dude. Alright, Rika. You knew Justin better than I did. Let's assume that you're correct. Neither Justin nor Dracojan disabled the locks that day. So how did either of you enter the refinery?
Oh, well, someone must have disabled it before then. Wait, let me think through this. Plenty of people could have disabled the locks. Maybe one of the employees got lazy and forcefully broke it. There was also that nobleman who was with Mr. Morrison. He's a mage, and he could have used magic to do it. It could have also been one of the maintenance constructs. I saw one working on the machines. Maybe one of them broke the lock. I can barely even begin to point out all of the issues with your theories, Miss Studer.
Then allow us.
There's one. A big point there. If you recall, the entrance lock can only be disabled by Stephanic Dracojan. His name is very hard to say. Even Mr. Cuthbert's theory makes more sense than your list of suspects. Right.
Is she?
Doesn't matter how many suspects she presents. None of them had the credentials to disable the lock.
Didn't they?
So why do you feel like there's something else wrong with her testimony?
Isn't there?
Because there is.
Question marks? The defense would still like to exercise the right to cross-examine the witness.
What a waste of time.
While the court agrees with Ms. Steelwind, we also recognize Mr. Cuthbert's right to cross-examination. However, I will not allow the defense to waste the court's time. If nothing substantial is gained from your cross-examination, I will not hesitate to end it early. Having a stroke.
Understood, Your Honor. Sorry about the stroke.
Medic! Crunchy cross-examination time. Maintenance constructs, you say?
Maintenance construct?
You know, those magically animated suits of armor. Oh,
Go
she
on.
must have seen an arcane construct while she was exploring the refinery.
Must she have?
Arcane constructs only perform the actions they're ordered to do. And a construct at the arcane refinery would only take orders from their administrator, Stephanic Dracojan. Unless you want to imply that Stephanic Dracojan ordered the construct to break the lock.
May I remind the prosecution that constructs are prone to error and misinterpretation of their orders? Perhaps this construct accidentally broke the lock while carrying out its usual orders. Why am I even keeping up this facade?
The Inquisition found no evidence of physical tampering on the lock. And even if they had, the security system would have been alerted the moment this happened. Well, I guess you have a lot of contradicting statements to work with this time.
Yeah. I need to find a contradiction that's not so readily apparent.
One
Do
that's not apparent? There's another contradiction in her testimony?
I'm not sure. But I can't help but feel like she said something that doesn't fit with what we know already.
Okay, so I didn't
Drop the
need
hints
to
any-
press that.
Drop the hints any harder, you're gonna leave a dent in the floor.
Ignore the list of suspects and focus on the other details. She observed a lot that day, so something must be off with her observations. Crunchy objection. Stefanik Dracogen didn't have arcane constructs.
You fool! You moron of morons!
Wait,
You precious little dingus!
wait. That can't be right, can it?
Rika, you said that you saw a maintenance construct inside the refinery building? Are you sure that it was an arcane construct?
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on them in the Von Sanctus catalogs. But they're not available to the public yet.
When you saw this arcane construct, what was it doing?
I'm not exactly sure. But it looked like it was doing maintenance on the machines. Maintenance on the machines? But it shouldn't have been there in the first place. What was it doing there? And more importantly, who sent it there? Where are you going with this, Mr. Cuthbert? As I've said before, an arcane construct owned by the defendant wouldn't have disabled the lock.
I agree. A construct owned by my client wouldn't have done that. But arcane constructs are extremely rare and not available to the general public yet. Furthermore, they're only produced and sold by Von Sanctus Industries. Lloyd von Sanctus personally sold several products to the Dracogen Trading Company. However, when offered the opportunity to purchase his arcane constructs, my client turned him down.
What?
My client disliked the construct's flawed intelligence. He didn't want them working in the refinery. He turned down Lord von Sanctus's offer in favor of utilizing human labor.
Wait, then why did I see a construct there?
I don't know!
That's an excellent question.
Exactly! If my client did not own any constructs, why did the witness see one there? Or to phrase this question differently, who sent that construct there?
Who? Why would anyone send an arcane construct into the refinery?
I don't know!
And a lot of mileage out of that one.
Yes, I am. First, let's consider the rarity of arcane constructs. They're highly experimental and not available to the public yet. With all of these elements in mind, only one person in the city of Arcane could have done this.
Wait! You can't possibly mean...
I do, Miss Steelwind.
Whoops.
I do know! I'm a skink! With apologies to Tom Fox.
We were watching some Tom Fox before this, and we realized that it's quite funny when you state, I am a skink, with intense authority and a reverb effect.
Which, well, we got one of those things. Few individuals had access to an arcane construct. And even fewer had the ability to disable the locked door without alerting the security system.
Who sent the arcane construct? This motherfucker!
Only one individual could have spaghetti. I'm having a stroke.
Come on, get it out, Tyrion.
Only one individual could have done everything that I described. Lloyd von Sanctus, the noble lord of Aranax. Rabble, 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 rabble.
You can't be serious! Are you accusing Lord von Sanctus of illegally sending a construct into the arcane refinery? What possible possible reason would he have to do that?
I don't know!
I do.
Okay, now it's starting to wear
Because
thin.
of capitalism.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact.
When Rika saw the construct, she said that it was working on the machines. But that construct was sent by von Sanctus. It didn't actually work for Dracoja. Wait, could that mean...
Rika, when you saw that construct in the refinery, was it carrying anything?
Yeah, actually. It was carrying a large cylindrical machine, and it looked pretty heavy.
Like it would normally need to be held by 2 people?
Yeah, how did you know? It all makes sense now. Von Sanctus has been far too aggressive in pushing these charges. It wasn't because he was desperate to get rid of Dracoja. It was because he needed to cover up what actually happened. Why are you waggling your eyebrows at me? I figured it out.
Because I like to waggle my eyebrows. I like to waggle my eyebrows!
Okay, Jorgen.
Mr. Cuthbert, where are you going with this, and why are you waggling your eyebrows?
Oh, a broker.
You are absurd.
I am. You see, Your Honor, the tool that the witness saw this construct carrying wasn't just any tool. It was a rod of mending, an artificery tool that channels transmutation magic.
Transmutation magic. As in, magic that could be used to weaken and sabotage parts of the refinery.
Bingo!
No. Are you seriously accusing?
Your Honor, Lloyd von Sanctus sent a construct into the Arcane refinery to sabotage it. In other words, Lloyd von Sanctus is responsible for that guardrail breaking.
Mumble, mumble.
Rabble, rabble, rabble. I think that's enough out of you, you upstart commoner. Meh.
I'll beat you at chess twice.
Meh. Meh.
The judge really needs to stop these guys from just barging onto the stand.
Take me, bitch!
He just shoved Rika off.
Rika!
I'm just imagining him marching up there and just, like, straight arm shoving Rika off the witness stand.
That's mean.
He's
very
not a nice man.
It's mean, but very fun.
To be fair, who's gonna stop a noble from a pillar family? Us.
I've had enough of these blatant accusations. If you want to sling mud at my name, you will do it to me directly.
Okay. Sure. Lord von Sanctus, I would highly advise against doing this.
No Pillarman on MP3 for you.
Not those pillarmen.
Not this time.
Please, do you think I'm like that fool Pierce? I have money! The defense's theory is laughable, and I have several pieces of evidence that can easily prove my innocence.
I, of course, does not agree.
The world's quietest.
Yeah. Also, I'm not like that fool Pierce. I did it, but I'm gonna get away with it.
I think.
He has a good poker face, but the eye is telling you that he's a little desperate.
Very well. If the defense wishes to accuse you, I see no harm in allowing you to defend yourself. The court would very much like to hear your testimony on the matter. Maybe also go back to the zoo.
It is possible to order a construct to complete the blah 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 blah. But doing so is ill-advised. Mostly because I can't speak a full sentence without going meh.
Lloyd secretly wears 20 corset size inside his morbidly obese body.
How did he know? Meh.
That would explain the coughing into a handkerchief, all those broken ribs, crawling up punctured lungs.
I'm sure you observed this with the Nightgrave trial. Constructs are extremely prone to error when completing a long list of tasks. According to the defense, the saboteur stole a rod of mending and used it to sabotage very specific sections of the refinery. I would never trust a construct to discreetly complete such an intricate set of tasks unsupervised. No, pal, you're not doing a very good job of advertising your own shit. And before you ask, I was miles away from the refinery at the time of the accident. I have several associates who can confirm this alibi.
May we hear from them?
No. Therefore, I had no way of observing this construct from afar, nor did I have any way to communicate with it.
Aster, God bless you. Your excessive politeness gave us the piece of evidence we need. That actually makes a lot of sense. The Nightgrave trial revealed the risks of ordering a construct to commit a crime. But nevertheless, Rika saw a construct at the refinery that day. That's indisputable. He definitely gave the construct a complex list of tasks to sabotage the refinery. And that raises one question. How did he account for the construct's error-prone logic?
How indeed.
Yeah.
Present. So Aster talked to us the other day using the send message spell.
So Aster talked to us from the other day, from across town.
And the target can be an object that is attuned to the caster's magic.
And?
Like a magically animated suit of armor?
Hmm?
Objection.
Von Sanctus, you testified that there was no way for you to observe and communicate with the construct. Am I correct?
Yes, I was at that meeting with Steelwind for that entire day. Anyone there could testify to that fact.
Oh, was it a meeting with Steelwind?
I'm not disputing your so-called alibi, but it's not as airtight as you might think.
What are you talking about? I was there at that meeting, Mr. Cuthbert. Lord von Sanctus may have been absent in mind, but he was there physically.
Meh.
Absent in mind? So his attention wasn't focused on the meeting. Which means that his attention was somewhere else.
I suppose you're correct, Ms. Steelwind. But I still have one question for you, Lord von Sanctus.
And what would that be?
May I see your spell compendium?
Are you able to cast the send message spell?
What?
Miss Steelwind, your client may have been physically at the meeting, but his attention was somewhere else, wasn't it? He could have used a combination of spells to view the construct during the meeting. And he could have used the send message spell to communicate with it over a large distance. My claim is truly false. Your client should have no trouble disproving it with his spell compendium.
Well, meh.
Von Sanctus?
You appear to be hesitating, Von Sanctus. Can I assume that you do know how to cast send message? If so, that would punch a gigantic hole in your alibi.
Yes, Steelwind, you were there, weren't you? My attention was fully there. I need her to cover for me. Meh. The idea that I was communicating with a construct is absurd.
I'm afraid that I can't say that, Lord von Sanctus.
Steelwind?
I did find it odd. Your attention appeared to be elsewhere, despite the gravity of our discussion. And I seem to recall you speaking under your breath the entire time. I'd always just assumed that you were muttering obscenities. Bless you, Arya Steelwind.
Oh, we do love Arya.
Year?
Year?
Dude, I'm assuming there was a previous message that did not go through.
Sure, let's go with that. YouTube is, after all, a stable and reliable platform.
Anyway, but Mr. Cuthbert's explanation does seem possible.
It did not, in fact, send.
It did not send. We had the joke about Lloyd wearing 20 corsets, and then the correction of the word year. There's nothing in between.
Yeah. So, good job on correcting you not saying anything? This feels like task failed successfully.
Anyway,
Yes.
back to the case.
What are you saying? Yeah. Aren't you obligated to defend me?
Lloyd von Sanctus, I am a prosecutor. I am obligated to represent you to the best of my ability. I am not obligated to forge your alibi for you.
You little... Meh. Meh. Lord von... Terribly sorry, it's... What? It's... Oddly contagious. Lord von Sanctus, I'm afraid the court needs an answer, and not another meh. Are you able to cast the send message spell? Fine, I admit it, okay? I am able to cast send message. Send message. But that still doesn't prove anything.
His voice betrays a hint of desperation. See, wasn't that hard? You have him right where you want him. Now is our opportunity to deal the final blow. So why do you feel so uneasy? There's still two details that don't sit well with you. When I looked to see what it was, I saw that Justin had tumbled over the guardrail of the walkway. Rika saw Justin fall over the guardrail, even though Von Sanctus sabotaged it. Then please enlighten us, Mr. Cuthbert. How could both of their testimonies possibly be true?
Well, I think there's only one possible explanation. Both Ms. Tudor and Mr. Morrison saw someone fall off the walkway. But the person that Ms. Tudor saw and the person that Mr. Morrison saw were two different people.
The second person that fell into the vat is still unaccounted for.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, you didn't need to prove that the second person existed. But not having an explanation for Aster and Morrison's testimony still irks you. However, even if it's not a clean ending, there's only one way forward. And that's revealing Von Sanctus for the petty saboteur that he is.
Yeah.
Enlightened Eye!
Why did you hesitate so long to answer my question, Von Sanctus?
Yeah, wait, Ifrit.
I think he's picking up with the game's book now.
I had already heavily hinted last stream about, you know, a thing roughly human-sized and shaped. Heavy enough to break a guardrail?
The Arcane Schwarzenegger is, in fact, roughly that size and shape.
You know very well why I hesitated. Why would I willingly give you evidence? You clearly intend to use it against me. Me.
Regardless, this entirely disproves your alibi. You could have communicated with your construct at the meeting. Yes, exactly. It was Von Sanctus' twin who fell into that.
By that logic, I could be the mastermind behind every crime that occurs in Ornax. I knew it!
Sorry.
I'm right here.
I may have had the means to commit this crime, but there are plenty of other individuals that could have sent an arcane construct.
No, there aren't.
No, there really.
They're not available to the general public.
I think it is actually Von Sanctus' testimony.
I think you're right. I just want to double check and make sure. Yeah.
Well, it's the only thing that mentions arcade constructs, so... They're both so obese, we're surprised the bridge didn't fall over.
Hey, stop making fun of my weight.
Von Sanctus, you, of all people, should know that the arcade constructs are not available to the public. When you attempted to sell these constructs to Dracodian, you promised him that he would be the first merchant in Aranax that would own one. Since he refused your offer, that would leave you as the only owner of arcane constructs in Aranax.
That's... Well, I admit I may have not been that truthful when I made my sales pitch.
So you're saying that you lied to my client?
Oh, please! Yeah. Every good businessman knows how to embellish the truth when making a sale. I've sold constructs to other individuals, yeah. The truth is that I've sold those constructs to plenty of other individuals in our necks. Yeah, if only it would be too dangerous for anyone else. Yeah.
Frankly, Von Sanctus, I find that hard to believe. After the Nightgrave trial, you must have been a lot more fearful about who you sold your constructs to. You only tried to sell your constructs to Dracodian so that you could control him. You wouldn't have done that otherwise.
Is that so? Then why don't you prove it, man?
No, Von Sanctus, why don't you prove your statement? Show us any invoice that proves you made a sale to someone in Aranax.
Well, who says that the saboteur lived in Aranax when I made the sale?
Are you serious?
Aranax is a trading hub. Plenty of people come and go from the city, man. Any one of my customers could have secretly entered the city to carry out the sabotage.
Oh, you poor sweet idiot. There was a blockade.
Von Sanctus, you might have been right under any other circumstance. But the Kingsguard locked down the city on the day that the accident occurred. No one except for a select few individuals could have left or entered the city. And due to the gravity of the situation, the Kingsguard created profiles of everyone within the city. Why don't we cross-reference the records taken by the Kingsguard with a list of individuals who you sold constructs to? But I suppose from your reaction, that list would come up empty.
So why don't you admit to your crimes, Von Sanctus? Or do I have to drag the evidence into court myself?
Wait. Drag the evidence into court?
Of course! How could I forget?
What?
Why don't you go ahead and do that, Mr. Cuthbert? Bring in your so-called evidence.
I don't know where this confidence is coming from. But we can easily detect the traces of divination and transmutation on the constructs you own.
Assuming that construct still exists, that is.
Wait, that's right! If he used a construct to commit a crime like this, he would have definitely disposed of it by now. Even within the blockade, Aranax is a gigantic city. With his resources, he could have hidden it anywhere in the city. It would be a needle hidden within a town of base stats.
Not for nothing, but I feel like the giant moving suit of armor is a bit conspicuous. We still have the testimony of Masorica Tudor. And I'm sure many other people saw that construct walking around the refinery.
Common folk can hardly be trusted to recognize complex artificery. Without the actual construct, all you have are several unreliable witnesses. Tell me, Lady Steelwind, can I be convicted of such a serious charge with such evidence?
Hey, I'm not unreliable!
Unreliable?
No, I suppose not. Damn it! Is he seriously going to get away with this? No, we have evidence. No, you still have one card up your sleeve. That's right, Tyrion. Come on. If you could just find out where he disposed of the evidence, you might be able to direct the Inquisition there. Sweetie, it feels weird being smarter than the game.
I get that the game wants to, like, leave this open for the player to solve, but... They probably could have done with not beating us over the head with it as much.
Come on. Focus on his thoughts, Tyrion.
Oh my god, really?
Activate the Empowered Eye.
We so the fuck don't need to do this.
We don't need to do this, Tyrion.
Your undignified glaring will do you no favors. Yeah.
What? Isn't it working?
Because you don't fucking need it, you dumbass!
Because it only seems to work at the absolute most desperate hour, which is not now. Yeah, I think he just likes using the Empowered Eye.
I like using the Empowered Eye.
The Eye of Horus is a powerful tool, Tyrion. But that's twice now that you've used the Empowered Eye to get out of the corner. If you keep relying on that one trick, you'll never grow as an attorney. One day, you'll find a witness that the Empowered Eye won't work on. Miss Tymora was right. You've been relying on the Empowered Eye too much.
From your silence, I assume that you have no way to rebut my claim. I suppose that makes it checkmate, you upstart commoner. Honestly, I can't believe you'd resort to accusing me of manslaughter.
You're really emphasizing the meh.
Yeah. What a crass and underhanded tactic. But I suppose I wouldn't expect anything else from a charlatan like you. Damn it.
What the hell are you doing?
Thank you, Celeste. What?
That look on your face. Are you seriously giving up? I've seen you get out of plenty of situations like this. So why are you giving up this time?
I'm sorry, Celeste, but I can't use my usual strategies. There's no way to find the evidence that we need.
Seriously? There's always a way, Tyrion.
Oh, come on, I can't just look in my pocket and...
If your usual strategies aren't working, then you just need to do something different. She's right. You don't need to see directly into his mind to utilize your skills as an attorney.
You just need to see directly into your pocket!
You may not be able to rely on the Eye of Horus this time. But you've always been able to rely on deductive reasoning. Here! It's right here!
Well, it seems that you have no further questions for me. And you clearly don't have a shred of physical evidence to support your claims. I think I'll be taking my leave. Yeah.
I'm not quite done with you yet, von Sanctus.
Honestly, your desperation is almost pitiful. You should really learn to lose with dignity, Mr. Cuthbert. That's called dramatic irony.
He's the last person you want to hear that from.
Yes, that's why it's dramatic irony.
Calm your mind and focus. You may not be able to read von Sanctus's mind in the literal sense, but you can still extrapolate his plan and his actions.
Let's explore my theory a little more and see for ourselves if there's no physical evidence. If you wanted to use a construct, you would have needed to maintain constant communication. So to prove that this communication occurred, we would need something that connects you to it. Send message can normally only target a person, but arcane constructs probably don't count as people for the purposes of that spell. What piece of evidence would that leave behind?
Object that...
I love that the second column is just all that.
I always go the wrong way. Lloyd von Sanctus attuned to.
An arcane construct isn't a person.
Hey, Lloyd's rights.
So you must have used an object attuned to your magic to communicate with it. Ms. Steelwind, if we were able to find that object, would that tie your client to the sabotage?
Hypothetically, yes. The Inquisition has divination magic, and they can use it to detect if an object is attuned to a specific mage.
Good luck finding such evidence. You got it!
She caught a fruit fly.
If I did perform these acts, the remains could be anywhere in our maps. Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that, von Sanctus. Let's look at things from your perspective. How would you do the things that you did that day? Knowing that will point us to where you ultimately hid the construct. Your intention was to sabotage the refinery without anyone finding out what you did. So how would you dispose of the construct and the attuned item?
He needed to hide and or destroy it so that no one would be able to find it. Wait, destroy?
Destroy cannon? Destroy beam?
I always go the wrong way!
You use the vat of volatile liquid.
You suppose that makes sense. You found the remnants of the Rod of Mending in there, too. But wouldn't that mean that the object is fully dissolved?
Exactly. There would be no physical evidence for you to find.
That's not necessarily true. You threw the Rod of Mending into the vat, and that didn't fully dissolve either.
What?
The workers neutralized the liquid immediately after Justin fell into the vat.
What? Neutralizing that liquid would have rendered it unsalvageable and useless! Meh! Doing that would have cost Procogen a small fortune!
Unlike you, von Sanctus, my client values the lives of his workers over his profits. He's based!
Sure is.
And because of that, the Inquisition was able to find pieces of bone matter and metal within the vat.
Wait.
Why is everyone so stupid, Everett?
Come on, Tyrion. You got the two puzzle pieces. They're the correct shape.
Think.
This means that it was thrown into the vat around the same time that Justin fell into it.
Yes? You wouldn't have thrown the rod into the vat until after you were done with your sabotage. And if you wanted to destroy the rod, you would have destroyed all the evidence that you needed to get rid of.
How is Tyrion a lawyer?
Hard work and dedication.
And a bit of nepotism.
And, weird, creepy magic eyes.
What piece of evidence would von Sanctus also dispose of?
Mostly the weird, creepy magic eyes.
You need to not dramatically click.
I was going to say. Too much nepotism. There is in fact such thing as too much nepotism, and it's any. You would have also destroyed the arcane construct itself.
That's ridiculous! Lady Steelwind, why aren't you?
I told you before, didn't I? I will defend you to the best of my ability, but I will not fabricate an alibi for you. Also, I kind of want to see where this goes.
You must have ordered the construct to throw itself into the vat to hide any traces of your sabotage.
We can't hold all this nepotism.
Why can't I hold all this nepotism?
A machine resembling a human threw itself into the vat.
Oh my god, finally!
This means that anyone looking at the walkway would have seen this.
Yes! That's it!
Finally!
Oh my god, I feel like I've had that one stewing in my head all day!
Your one brain cell hit the corner like the DVD logo.
Finally! The arcane construct was the second person that Aster and Morrison saw fall into the vat. That's why we didn't find organic matter from anyone other than Justin in there. The second body that Aster and Morrison saw was actually an arcane construct.
Ah, final!
How are you? Wait. Rika was sure that she saw Justin fall off of the walkway.
Good job, Tyrion. We're gonna put this case on the front of the fridge. First day of lawyer school.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need a minute.
I was not prepared for the front of the fridge. That is a gag I was completely unready for. Whew.
After she notified Aster and Morrison, they saw the construct break the guardrail and fall into the vat. Wouldn't that mean that the construct disposed of itself after Justin Waye fell off of the walkway? Why would you order it to do that?
Because it never happened! Your logic is flawed!
He's getting stressed out. Maybe you should try using the empowered eye. No, you don't need it this time. You're so close to figuring this out. You can feel it. So think. If he was observing the construct using magic, he must have seen Justin fall. And for some reason, he reacted by sabotaging the guardrail. Why did von Sanctus sabotage the guardrail? Why would he ignore seeing that happen? Unless he did all of this because he saw Justin fall.
The only thing flawed is that rat you call hair and that stupid mustache.
Not my mustache.
Von Sanctus wanted Justin's death to look like an accident.
It's because you wanted it to look like an accident. Which means that it wasn't actually an accident.
Oh, now you're accusing me of intentionally murdering the victim?
Yeet,
Why would I ever do that?
because you're a bastard.
Well, yes, but that's besides the point. You said it yourself, Michael, with sabotage. Committing murder would have brought unnecessary attention to what I'd done.
But those constructs do have a habit of shoving people that are in their way. What if the construct pushed Justin out of the way, causing him to fall over the edge of the guardrail?
He's figuring out everything that happened from just a few clues.
Hey, I didn't see you there. I was just walked past him. Acknowledged.
We're going full Terminator.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, watch it! Quit shoving me! Wait, whoa! Holy crap, pull me up! I can't hold on for much longer!
You idiot! Where are you? What are you doing?
What?
Grab his arm and pull him up!
Acknowledged.
Ah! My hand!
Oh, yeah, because it's within 15 feet. Justin can hear Von Sanctus too.
Yep. What the hell are you doing?
Your grip is too tight! Stop that!
Acknowledged.
Ah! Wait! I can still...
It may have been unintentional.
I can still use this.
I can still use this. Meh.
But either way, you would have been at fault for Justin's death, not my client. And if the construct fell in after Justin, your attuned object must be somewhere in the neutralized liquid. No, it's even better than that. Constructs are made from a specific magical alloy, aren't they? I'm sure that with a few divination spells, you can identify the metal shards from the construct and your arcane focus. Each and every one of those pieces of evidence points directly at you, von Sanctus.
You petulant little upstart!
Petulant.
Petulant!
That is not the correct use of that word.
And that's checkmate, von Sanctus. Again.
He's not being whiny at all.
Meh.
Why don't you save us all a little time, von Sanctus? Admit to what you did. And while you're at it, drop your false allegations against my client.
I have nothing to admit to, nor do I have anything to apologize for. Yeah.
Of course not. You're completely blameless, right?
You think you've achieved victory here today?
Yes.
Dissidents like you and Hogan are absolutely deluded. Each and every breath you take only throws Wyvern further into chaos.
You talk about these commoners as if they have even a fraction of the power that you have.
Lady Steelwind, you need to see reason. They lack awareness of the power they truly have.
So now I'm going to inform them, publicly, in a court of law.
So now I'm going to inform them, publicly, and in a court of law.
What?
These people have infected you and His Majesty with these idealistic illusions. I implore both of you, to see reality for what it is.
No, von Sanctus. The true reality is that people like you become threatened when we challenge your power.
You all speak about the rights of the individual. Speak as if each and every one of you wouldn't stab each other in the back the moment that it benefited yourselves. You may hate the nobility. You may curse, scream, and blame us for all your little problems. Truth is that you need us. You need us to direct and lead you.
We're not animals.
Yes, you are. You need us to maintain the fragile order that holds your peaceful little lives together.
Can we guillotine him?
Not the guillotine. Yeah.
You talk about protecting the common folk from themselves. But the truth is that your actions led to the death of an innocent man. That is the only truth that matters. The defense has no further questions for the witness. He is dismissed.
Very well.
Into custody, I hope.
Please, the Pillar family.
We did it again, Tyrion! And we even caught another murderer in the process.
600 years in the dungeon?
Oh, bailiff, not this time.
Oh, I wanted to put him in my touch case. For touching.
That is the worst gag you've done.
With apologies to Mr. Regular. Yeah, we couldn't get the case officially dismissed today. But it's pretty much inevitable with the evidence that we brought in today.
Actually, it probably won't even reach that point. I've advised Lord von Sanctus to drop the suit entirely. Word has already spread regarding the evidence that you brought forward. At this point, prolonging the trial would just harm his public image even more. That's great! Now you can build a case against him for Justin's death. About that, I'll probably be forced to recuse myself from any charges brought against him. What? Why?
It's because you represented him in the suit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It will be considered a conflict of interest for you to prosecute him yourself.
Yeah.
Even though you're probably the only prosecutor that would convict him successfully.
You're correct. As the head of one of the Pillar families, he has the justice system dancing in the palm of his hand. And thus, Tyrion had several assassination attempts every half hour.
What do you think he's got Celeste on retainer for?
That's why Celeste is here.
Literally. That is the reason she's here in story.
He will definitely be quietly and swiftly acquitted. I would never have agreed to represent him if I'd known about this. I'm truly sorry.
Damn it. He must have had this planned all along.
No. Is he seriously going to get away with this?
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Kojin.
He may be acquitted in a legal sense, but the court of public opinion is a different thing entirely.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I can't help but feel like Tyrion is Mr. Magoo in these situations.
Yeah. Well, that would certainly be funny, but No, Celeste is a certified badass.
You brought forward a myriad of evidence against him. I'm sure everyone in the gallery saw it too. Von Sanctus's power relies on his public image. And you quite handily tore down that facade. He may walk free, but his power and ideals have taken a great blow.
But is that seriously all we can do? His actions and recklessness resulted in the death of Justin Waye. He should be punished within the letter of the law.
You're not wrong, Mr. Cuthbert. But sometimes we must take the victories that we can get. She's probably right.
There's still one thing that's nagging at me.
Oh? And what's that?
Why was your safe unlocked if nothing was stolen? If Justin had gotten into your safe, he would have taken your gold with him.
Unless he got cold feet at the last second and thought better of it.
You really gotta stop actively burying the lead.
Whoops.
Wouldn't still be there.
Considering that nothing is missing, I'd rather leave it at that.
Really?
Justin was a good man. I'd rather not taint anyone's memory of him. Especially Misorica's.
Right. She was pretty upset about your accusations.
Nothing was taken, so no harm was done in that regard.
I suppose so. I can't help but wonder what actually happened.
Yay!
And we never find out.
Oh. Hi!
That just makes no damn sense to me.
Ooh, we got Cockney.
Yeah, we do. Kid successfully robbed a guy days ago. No one saw him. No one even suspected him. And he breaks into the place again? So he can put back the stolen gold?
Aww!
Does that make any sense to you, Eris?
Perhaps he felt remorse for his actions, Father. Not everyone can betray the people they love so easily. And if that's true, I feel like there's a sense of tragic beauty to it all. If he had never tried to do the right thing, he would have never encountered the construct in the first place. He would have paid his debt, and he would still have his life.
It's true what they say. No good deed goes unpunished. Oh,
I think we've more than made a profit today. I, for one, am happy to have claimed a boatload of tithes today.
missed.
Aw, almost got that fruit fly.
Nope, that was a skeeter.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, well,
Wish we could have got that one then.
all in
But-
good time.
At any rate, that wraps up case 3.
Yeah, that one was kind of a breather episode. There's one in every Ace Attorney alike.
Mhm.
And
So,
they might not necessarily be directly connected to the rest of the overarching plot, but they're always quite nice in their own right.
So, a bit of a shorter stream this time since we were just wrapping up that case. Next week, we will start on case 4, where hopefully Tyrion has a bit better luck getting that one brain cell to tap the corner like the DVD logo.
Unfortunately, the hamster running on the wheel in Tyrion's head is a little bit arthritic.
Case 4 is the source of most of the scenes that I saw over Sigma's shoulder as I was watching him play and deciding if I wanted this game. So, I know a couple aspects.
Oh, but man, this next one. Oh,
This
there's
next-
a lot of left turns.
This next one's gonna be really fun, so I hope folks stop by for it.
It's got more left turns in it than a NASCAR race.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to getting to that one. I've had a really hard time not playing this game in my off time because I want to see what happens next so bad. So,
That's the mark of a good game, isn't it?
so I hope that those who are here will stop by again next week. If you're watching this after the VOD, if you're watching this after the live stream as a VOD on my channel, we're streaming at 8 p.m. every Friday until this game is done, at which point we're probably going to switch over to Twitch. But the VODs will always be available here on YouTube after, probably the day after I stream in that case.
Well, I think we're rather burying the lead on that as well, aren't we?
What?
Well,
Oh,
the
well,
Twitching. No, definitely not the Twitching.
I don't know what you mean by burying the lead, but
I mean, we're not doing that until the end of the project, right?
yes. So for the next few weeks at least, we will still be here.
Probably for the next couple of months, I'll be honest. Last two cases are pretty long and very involved.
Alrighty. Well, with that in mind, we will be back next Friday at 8 p.m.
Yes, indeed.
So, everybody have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube things. And in the meantime, what does this button do?
When will you learn that your actions have got